You know what? This is probably going to be a nice, fun race. I said that I didn't want to do a longer race, but I think this is going to be a cool, you know, fun time, and you know, potentially be good. We have some really good drivers in here. I can see that there are some very good drivers. So let's see. Maybe we can get some good content out of this. This is a nice 40 lap race. So this is probably going to take about 25 minutes. So then we'll be able to come in and analyze what happened after. So welcome to NASCAR Truck Series at Chicagoland. We got 30 seconds before we get into the lobby. Right off the bat, I want to just take a look at these drivers, right? So this is a lobby with really, really good drivers. Right off the bat, safer barrier. This is probably one of the top 5 to 10 drivers in the world in this game. This is going to be a really, really fun race. It's going to be cool to see who has the best strategy. So if we look at the screen, if you're look at kind of over there where it tells you the number of laps, you also see 4 times wear, which means the tires wear out 4 times faster than usual. So that makes it critical to mind your tire wear, mind your fuel, because the fuel also runs out 4 times faster. So this is not one of these races where you see that I usually do, where it's a sprint. This is more of a, I wouldn't say a marathon, but I would say, all right, so you have marathons, 26.2 miles. Then you have the 10,000 meters, so a 10K. This is about a 10K. So it's about, let's just say 6 miles. This will probably take about half an hour. And my goal is, so I'm starting, I think, 16th out of 18th, as we're now starting to load up into the race. My goal is, so there's 3 stages. It's probably going to be like a 7 lap, or maybe like a 10 lap, and then a final stage is going to be like 18 laps. So my goal is just to creep up slowly, maybe be a little bit more aggressive at the beginning, see what I can take at the beginning. Any restart is your best opportunity to gain spots without doing tire wear, like burning up your stuff, because you can take advantage of little mistakes people make at the end. Then the field kind of gets strung out, and then it's harder to pass. So my goal really is to just slowly creep up, because I'm starting 16th or 15th or 14th. I'm not sure. You will see right here. Just to slowly creep up and find my way, hopefully within the top 3 or 2 by the time the race ends. This is going to be a very, very competitive race, and I'm excited to get this thing going. So let's get started. Let's get nice and comfortable in racing position, and let's do this thing. All right, so let's get a little sip of water. All right, so we're on the outside. I think we're starting 16th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. Yeah, we're in 16th out of 18. All right, so we'll take it nice and easy. And we got 8 laps in the first stage, so that's doable. So we just want to make our way up to the front slowly. Not a good start. Someone really just got us out of whack, but that's okay.
Yeah, so narrator Zach back. When you start a race that's like a long race like this, and you start it just like that, it's honestly can be one of the most disheartening things possible.
Good.
So your job as soon as something like that happens is to get your mind back on track to get to the end of the race the best you can.
Nice rhythm and pick off whoever we can. So now in last place, but I think we'll be able to come back and try to make some hay here. So I'm going to keep track of my tire temperature as I can. Not so important for the first stage because it's such a short stage in comparison to the entire race, but you still don't want to overextend yourself. All right, so up to 17th now.
Yeah, so it's an interesting mix because you get set to the back, and now you're like, do I play tire wear or do I get every position possible before the end of stage 1?
All right, so we are catching the field slowly.
So basically now it's like, hey, it's a short stage 1. I can't just like save my stuff. I gotta go. I gotta get track position.
Looks like we're gonna go low here, down from 18th.
All right, you're clear.
We were at 18th, now at 16th. We are at somewhat of a disadvantage due to not getting this massive draft from that pack up there. But we'll try to catch back up if they make a couple mistakes. So already the tire temperatures higher than we want them to be because we're forced to push to get contact with this draft. So that's just something that we'll have to deal with in this short stage. We're going to be coming at it from a bit of a tire disadvantage, but that's all right.
Yeah, so draft not working in our favor, that move in the beginning.
So it looks like we're coming up on the field here. Our tires are wearing quickly, as you can see in that bottom right-hand corner of our car diagram. We're down to 83%. There's only 44 laps to go, so let's just try to pick off as much of the field as we can. So right off the bat, we got 4 positions on one corner, trying to make it a 5th if we can go low here. Yeah, so that was a really successful corner, although I did use about 10% of my tire wear to do that move, but to get in that spot is good. Now, I am backing off a little bit because I don't know if I'll be able to reach that front pack, but now thinking about it, we got 67%. I'm going to go as hard as I can, see if I can capitalize on some mistakes. If those guys make contact up there, I might be able to get some good spots before the end of the stage. So 3 laps to go. Let's just keep it pedal to the metal here. We got guys chasing us, so let's just stay in a good spot.
Yeah, keep the groove. Don't back off. It's not necessary,
Right.
Zach.
So it looks like a little mistake going to be made up there. Maybe we can capitalize. We'll see.
Opens that door.
Although these guys are really fast up there, and doesn't look like they're going to be making a mistake.
So they're going to have to make a mistake in order for me to get where I need to be in just, I say, 2 laps. So
Looks
I'm
like
just
we are
waiting on
making
that.
a little bit of ground. Maybe we can get to about 8th before the end of the stage here. That would be optimal. If we can get to 8th, that would be great.
So to go back to 18th and then have a chance to be up at 8th or even maybe 10th is amazing, considering it's only 8 laps.
All right, so it looks like this guy's making a little bit of a mistake here. If I can really get enough of a run, I could potentially make it to 10th, and that's barring any mistakes from 9th and 8th. So, I made a mistake coming into the corner.
Not a good entry.
But looks like I'm doing the corner faster still. I really got. I have to send it here if I want to.
Yeah, so that mistake is going to cost us. We'll see it.
So full send. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it unless they really make a mistake coming off. Yeah, no. Hey, we did a good job though. So, start wasn't perfect.
No points that stage. But plenty of
I mean, I would say that stage went about as good as it could have, considering what happened at the start. We didn't have the draft to work with, and we ended up making our way from 18th back to 11th. I mean, I can't really see how that could have gone better. Safer barrier up to 3rd, not a surprise, from 6th. So let's get a full tank of gas. As you can see up on over there, you can see I got 12 laps. That's going to be the max. So we'll do that. Do 4 tires. Unfortunately, we did get some damage. I do think the car could be a little bit looser, so we're gonna go down 1 tick on the wedge, and yeah, that'll be it. So we'll be in a good spot. Probably lose a spot due to the damage, so maybe we'll start like 13th. We'll see where we come out. 12th. So 12th for the start of stage 2. Let's get this thing ready and try to work our way back up through the field.
Okay, so green flag is out. We're in stage 2 now, and I think it's about 8 laps for stage 2. We were able to get away from 18th to 12th now, but not optimal, but I'll take it.
All right, so not a good position. We want to be down low, not up top.
We made the car a little bit looser, so yeah, it's going to wear out the tires faster, but we got to get to the front ASAP. Like, if you see like what I'm about to do right now, I'm really just like trying to get to the front. And tire wear is obviously, you know, second in this case because you wasted so much time with that mistake in the beginning.
All right, so caution's out. Right at the beginning of stage 2, we gained 2 spots. I mean, really a good start to stage 2. I feel like if we really get the right run, we can probably make it our way from 10th to about 6th, and then try to get to about 5th before the end of stage 2. and that'll give us a good opportunity to get a good start in stage 3, and then we'll play the fuel entire game. Stage 3 is going to be the longest. I'm not sure exactly how much yeah, this is definitely a no pit situation. I'm not sure exactly how many laps are in stage 2, but I know stage 3 is going to require probably a green flag pit stop midway through the stage. Alright, so we're starting 9th. We like the bottom here. We don't want to get hung up on top, and we want to really just stay as close to the bottom as possible on these starts.
So execution is incredibly crucial when you're doing starts like this, which is why I try to gain every little advantage by getting down to that apron and cutting it short. So we want to basically put ourselves in the best position, in this case down at the bottom, to make as much hay as possible. As we get blocked here by Uneasy Aaron, that's going to open the door for the 40 to come in, and then now, so that's a mistake. So now watch how that mistake compounds. Now we get a guy on our inside. Now we're on the outside in a bad spot, and so that one little slip up out of 2 where the 40 goes low causes us to now be, instead of maybe 8th or 7th, now we're at 11th. So another crucial mistake, given the length of this type of race, you really have to limit your mistakes and try to limit them so that you can keep your track position. Because now, as you see, that one mistake spirals into now being in 14th. I got to catch up.
Yeah, really, I mean, everything that could have gone wrong there basically went wrong. So, not a good start to that stage 2. We'll try to get back into it. We got the speed. We definitely have the speed. And, oh, looks like one more lap to stage 3, so we got to really gun it here. Got to be aggressive and assertive to get every spot we can here before this stage end.
I would say one of the most frustrating things as we're coming to the end of stage 2 is when you know you're faster. You could see me picking through the field, but you make these stupid mistakes that put you in a position where now all of a sudden you're fighting with people and they're blocking you, but you're literally like maybe half a second to a second faster per lap as we get blocked.
Yeah, not a good end to stage 2, but you know, it could be worse, I guess. So we're gonna really have to make something happen in stage 3. We had it looked like there was it was just an unlucky, I mean, you can't really say unlucky, but it was just not a good way to start that stage. I mean, everyone just kind of crashed. I could have done things better, but it just didn't go well for me.
Always blame yourself.
Yeah. So, all right. We got 22 laps left for stage 2. That means 12 laps. We're going to have to do a pit stop. Everyone's going to have to do a pit stop unless there's cautions throughout. So, we have 12 laps of fuel left. The tires ain't going to last 12 laps. So, we're going to have to cut it right in the middle and pit about 11 laps into stage 3. And then, so if there's no cautions, we're going to basically do a pit stop like right in the middle. So, hey, 13th is not a terrible place to start stage 3. It could be worse. And hey, maybe we pick up some spots and maybe a lucky caution. So we'll see. So right already, we want to get into 12. All right, so we got that.
So here's my mindset kind of coming into it. It's like, hey, I got kind of messed over on all these things. I need to really get up to the front, see if I can take advantage of some cautions, see if I can get my tire wear, see what we could do to dig ourselves out of this hole.
All right, so we did get some damage there. We picked up some damage. Got 2 seconds worth of damage. I mean, look, it could be a good opportunity to get a little bit more fuel. No, we don't really need the fuel, but you got to fix that damage. So we'll go 4 tires. It's unfortunate we picked up that damage there, but I'll go right sides and damage. You have to. You can't. You're not going to win that race if you have damage. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it really affects your car way too much to the point where you can't even catch the draft.
So, a little bit of an unfortunate situation again with that damage, but we'll see how this shakes out. So, it looks like cautions are starting to build, and oh wow, up to 11th. So, cautions breed cautions, as we know. Let's see what we can do here.
So this basically
11th place, not bad.
This basically reduces the amount of laps in stage 3. So now if you look in the upper left-hand side of the corner, it's like 14 to 15, which means instead of having basically 20 laps and having to do pit halfway. Now you got to pit halfway at about 8 laps in between the stage. So it allows you to kind of go a little bit harder, not worry about your tires as much as a longer run would be. So as you'll see, I'm literally trying everything to dig myself out of this hole. And look, it's not going perfect. I'm clearly getting tilted at, you know, the situation I've built for myself. But you're gonna see basically going as hard as possible at the beginning to get through this skirmish, right? So as we get blocked here, we're not this slow where these guys should be the ones that are in front of us, but we're just caught up in, I call this like the muck. It's like you make that one mistake, you're now in the muck, and that's 100% describes my situation right here.
It's just like a traffic jam, man. We got the speed, but we just can't find an opening.
So basically, you have to just calm down, let these guys make their mistakes, and also it's a balance between letting them make their mistakes and watching your tires. Because if you waste all your tires trying to do this and not like let them make a mistake,
terrible,
and the race goes green till the end, then you've used all your tires. There's no cautions to save you. You can't re-rack the field, and it's no good towards the end.
I just feel like I'm caught up. I gotta strategize my way through this, man. These people are gonna make a mistake at some point.
Yeah, so you can see driver's act that the wheels are turning in his head. The wheels are like, yo, how do I allow myself to let these guys, you know, mess themselves up while keeping the most in the tank? Because the guy in first, he has no, look at the map on the bottom left. The guy in first has track free and clear. So he's good. All these guys here are all using up their tires. So that guy up ahead is literally chilling. And I think it's safer barrier. This guy's like literally not using his stuff up, just riding free and clear, while all of us are using our stuff up. And remember, it's 4 times tire wear. So every little movement you make that burns up some tires is gonna really magnify that.
All right, so strategy's getting a little iffy here. What if a caution comes out? I might short pit it.
Yeah, so basically when I said I'm gonna short pit that, I think there's 2 reasons why I would do that. One is because I want to come out, I want to pit first so that I come out with the freshest tires and make hay and get gains. But 2 is we are literally in a skirmish, and if I short pit, that means I literally remove myself from an otherwise terrible situation.
All right, up to 6th, I would say it's pretty good.
Yeah, so honestly, we start the race, I think like 16th. We're down to 18th, unfortunate start. A lot of unfortunate stuff's happened, but our speed is showing.
I'm really thinking about just short pitting here.
So our speed is showing, and as you can see, we're literally catching the field, getting back into that draft without even having caught the draft. So we're clearly one of the fastest on the track, and the leader ain't escaping.
I just don't see a disadvantage to pitting here, except the draft, which is huge.
So the draft is huge, especially when tire wear is a factor, because you can basically allow the draft to suck you in and then like let up on the corner so that your tires aren't wearing as much. So that's another thing.
So this guy pits.
All right, you're clear there.
I'm pitting next time. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm pitting next time because I don't even have the draft. So it's not like I'll stay out to maximize the draft.
Yeah, probably a little strategy mistake not to pit that time. Because now we're losing the draft, we don't have any, so we're gonna pit this time.
So now it's incumbent upon me to get fresh tires as soon as possible so that I can get back on that track and get buzzing and see if I can position myself potentially for, you know, maybe a top 5 finish, something like that. And to be honest, at this point of the race, look at my tire percentages: 57, 32, 65, and 50 down at the bottom of the screen.
Probably not the best pit entry. Going as little fuel as I can, putting my wedge down a tick. Look, maybe we can make something happen, but we'll see. We'll see where we stack up. I thought that the pit entry was okay. I don't have anyone to come out with, so we'll see what happens. But kind of weird how that one caution shifted the pit strategy. So basically, we're on like a little, I guess like a 16 lap run. So instead of it being a 22 lapper where you split it half and half,
Okay, get back
now
in
all
there.
of a
Let's
sudden
go.
you have to pit like half and half, which makes it 8 laps. But then what if a caution comes out? So just not a real easy way to look at it. We got this guy coming out, so that's a loss of position right there. This is actually a lap guy, so this guy hasn't pitted yet. So actually this is good because we'll get his draft. Actually looks like he has no tires left. So we actually do got a guy here, and that'll be good because we'll be able to draft, which means we'll make faster lap times. So this guy's not really my enemy right now. I do want to get in front of him and catch that guy ahead, but worse things have happened in the way that this pit has shaken out. So we'll see where we kind of shake out after the pit stops. But I do want to take advantage of the draft here and make our way up to that position ahead.
Yeah, so use everything you can to your advantage. I'm using his draft so I don't have to go so hard in the corners and have the
Not
most
so
tires.
worried about tire wear because we really only got 6 laps left, coming up on 5 here. I do want to take this spot if I can.
Still there? 5 to go. You got this.
So he'll draft me from behind.
So I basically said, all right, we got 4 laps left. I can go get the draft, but I think I'll be able to make more time in overall.
So it looks like those guys ahead are on the same pit strategy.
So I'll be able to make more time overall by just basically abusing my tires and making like blazing fast laps rather than just like, because I know he's slower than me, so why would I just rely on his draft?
All right, so it's basically a mad dash to the end here.
So I'm in 8th and now 7th because all these guys are pitting. They're pitting later than me, which I think was a bad call on their part because they had to run the whole part of their pit strategy before they even went to pit lane so they pit late, which means when they come into pit, their tires are like at 10%. So you're losing so much time when your tires are at 10% that by cutting it in half, you don't have to run your tires down
Really
all
abusing
that
this
way.
right front tire, but we need as much of it as we can get. We're trying to get up in these positions before the end of the race.
So at this point, I literally don't care. And if you look at the way I'm driving, you look at like where I'm hitting the gas, I'm not leaving anything behind. I am abusing my tires, 66% of that right front, as you can see. I don't care if that tire's at 30% by the end of the race because we got 3 laps left. So it literally makes no difference if it's at 30 or if it's at 50 because really what I'm trying to do is it's a game of time. So I have made the calculation in my own head that I will finish this race in the least amount of time by relying on my tires a lot. Now, if you were to add 2 laps to the end of this race, what I would be doing is stupid. I'd have to back off a tad, as we see this guy giving us a little bit of a hard time to pass. So now we're just like, hey, we've got a couple laps left. Let's get by this dude. So I take a high entry into 3, thinking I'll get the run off of 4, but I think he might have hit it a lap later, and he's still hooking up. So last lap. Final lap, going into 1, I'm sending it. Look at my tire percentages going down. My tire temperatures are getting a lot higher, but he's still, I think, on a fresher tire than me, so he's not really letting me go. I'm not trying to push the issue, to be honest, because I'm just like, you know what, 5th, 4th, I'm focused on the next race, but I'm just happy enough to have gotten from 18th to finishing this race just outside of 4th and just outside of 3rd.
That's incredible. Another top
Well,
5.
that was a pretty good race. Started 18th all the way up to 5th. I think we could have gotten 4th there if things went just a little different. I wasn't really too worried about it. Getting that spot, I could have moved him if I wanted to, but figure it's just a little bit better politically to not wreck this guy. But look, safer barrier, gets a good start, able to take the win, as I predicted. So he's probably one of the best guys out there. But I think, you know, with the competition here, starting all the way in 16th, with the adversity you face throughout that race, I say 5th and close to 4th place, even close to 3rd. I mean, don't see anyone that moved up as much as I did. So I would say we're probably the biggest mover of the race. Overcame probably close to the most adversity because we had damage a couple times, had to pit, getting really abused on these starts. But I would say a good finish, to be honest, in that kind of epic little battle. So I'm happy with it. There's certainly things I could have done better. Negotiating a couple of those restarts, getting some spots. But all in all, good first race back on stream. Long race, something that, you know, I typically don't like to do so much. But, yeah, I would say it was a good race. Kudos to Safer Barrier. He had a really colossal win. You know, 2 to 5 second win over second, and then a 3 ahead of me. So, you know, those guys did end up, you know, getting a little bit of an advantage there, getting to run away with it. But still, kudos to him, because still 5 second win is substantial. So all in all, good race. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something about pit strategy. I hope you learned something about tire management, and where you have to push. So I was kind of boxed in. I couldn't just go full tire management, full push. It was kind of a mix. So starting from the back wasn't really the best thing, but you know, it ended up working out somewhat good, I would say. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.